why I just spent £5,500 on gold bullion. Am I mad? Was it worth it? And should you be buying gold bullion right now? Hello everyone and welcome back to another weekly episode. My name's Future Investments and today I'm going to be getting straight into the unboxing of two 1 ounce Golden Britannia coins. Now, why did I just spend £5,500 on gold bullion? Well, firstly, before I get into that, I want to say a big thank you to my favourite bullion dealer, Tavex Bullion. I bought these lovely pieces from them because not only are they the cheapest bullion dealer out there, I have a fantastic working relationship with them and they did give me a little bit of a discount. So a big shout out to you guys at Tavex. You know who you are. Thank you for supporting me here at Future Investments. Yeah, a lovely note here from Tavex saying thank you for your purchase, your trust and your confidence in Tavex. Signed and sealed by Oscar. And then we've got two 1 ounce 2025 Golden Britannias. Now, this is a pretty big deal to go out and spend £5,500. To be specific, per coin it was £2,744 per coin. Considering the current price, I think that's a very, very good price. That's 2% just over spot price, so I think I purchased these at a very good price, and a big shout out to Tavex for giving me a bit of discount. So I really appreciate that. It's very, very kind of them. Now, why am I buying gold and why am I spending so much money on it? Well, personally, why not? I think the way that the world is in right now, we've got a serious situation with the possibility of being in a huge recession. I think that we're not far off from seeing big market crashes, not what we saw in 2008 and 2007 across the globe with the mortgage bond and bank crisis. But I do think lifestyles and inflation is making it really hard to live right now. When there's economic instability and turmoil in the market, stock markets tend to go down, fiat currency tends to devalue, but what goes up? Well, we know that gold doesn't technically go up, but it holds its value. It doesn't devalue through inflation. So that's why I'm stacking lots of gold right now. So we know that the chances of it devaluing are extremely low, and the chances of it increasing in value is extremely high. And I love that I can put this money into these assets. I own it. It's tangible. If I hold it, I own it. Unlike stocks and shares, do you really own it? Debatable topic, because you don't own anything tangible. At the end of the day, if I lost all of my stocks, shares, index funds value overnight, I would be pretty confident that gold not only would have stayed the same value, but it would have gone up. I think we're not far off from seeing these hit £5,000 an ounce, and in the near future or distant future, these are going to be, in my opinion, easily £10,000 a coin. And when they're at that value, how do you purchase them? I mean, even people you would consider wealthy and comfortable, maybe like myself or other investors out there, it's going to be bloody hard to stomach spending that sort of money. And you could say, why would you buy these coins now? The price is so high, right? It's £2,470 something per coin. That's £5,500 basically for two coins. But in my honest opinion, today's highs are tomorrow's lows. I think with gold bullion, that's more true than ever. And I am a big believer in looking at the markets and judging my purchases on what's going on around the globe. I don't just think I fancy some gold, so I'm going to purchase some and spend an awful lot of money. I'm looking at the markets. I'm looking at the way the world is moving, the way the markets are moving, and the way politics is moving. And that helps me make an educated guess and a more sensible investment for the future. I mean, either way, I think if you just went ahead and bought gold, regardless of the sort of market situation, I think if you're holding it for long term, which of course you should be for precious metals, I think is a win-win, especially when you can buy it at spot price if you're buying privately, or if you're buying from a bullion dealer like I do, you can buy it 2.5%, 3% over spot. It's not a lot. it's not a lot. The margins in precious metals aren't massive. It's a quantity game. So you can still pick up bullion as long as you're not buying limited edition and series pieces, which you all know very well that I stay well clear of. I'm a generic weight stacker. I want to get the best bang for my buck, and in this case is ounces of gold. Of course, you could go a bit lower. You could stack, say, quarter-ounce gold Britannias like this. You know, they're still a great asset to add to your portfolio. They have great value in them. But again, they're very expensive now, you know, over £650, £700 for these. It's a crazy amount for a tiny little coin. I watched a film recently called The Big Short, starring Brad Pitt and Steve Carell. A lot of famous actors in there, Ryan Gosling. It's a fantastic film about how people put a lot of faith in the government and the banks to look after their money and to look after the markets. Most people will just think they're the professionals, they're in control, so the markets will never crash. And people buy mortgages. Yeah, people take out debt because they believe, you know, it's going to help them with, you know, the future. You know, you take out a mortgage. Of course, we all have mortgages. If you're a homeowner, personally, I think it's a liability, you know, because by definition, a liability is something that takes money out of your pocket, and an asset is something that puts money into your pocket. But it's the one liability in my portfolio, if you like, that I'm willing to accept because I need somewhere to live and I'm not willing to spend money on rent. I'd rather be paying down my mortgage. But other than that, I could say that I'd take out a buy-to-let, you know, in my portfolio and get debt that I would call that positive debt, right? But if the markets crash and you see the 2007 mortgage collapse like we did in the United States, then that could affect you massively. And I think that this is why you should seriously consider investing in precious metals, because they're kind of separated from that market. If anything, you know, you can almost guarantee that they're going to do the opposite. If the markets crash, gold is going to go up. If the markets are strong, gold doesn't really even go down. It just kind of plateaus and stays where it's at. It's really safe, to be honest. It's the safest investment you can have. It's not going to pay you dividends and it's not going to make you rich, but it certainly will keep you rich. So that's why I'm buying gold, and that's why I've just spent 5.5k on some more gold bullion. I'm going to be taking it to a safe location, and yeah, that's where it'll be stored. So yeah, thanks for watching. Let me know if you think I'm crazy spending that amount of money on more gold. Maybe I could have spent it on a different investment vehicle. You might have a good idea of where you could put that money, so let me know in the comment section below. But otherwise, I'm very pleased to keep adding to the portfolio. Thanks very much for watching. Let me know what you guys are up to with your investments. I really enjoy reading about it in the comments section. And until next time, I'll see you all in the very next video. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.